welcome back to Magic the Gathering Standard Showdown. We have a special match here right now with Kia. I'm sorry, Kia. That's Clint versus Khalil. This is a very exciting matchup. And according to my player sheet here, we have Clint playing Golgari Roots versus Khalil's Boros token. So this is gonna be a super exciting matchup, especially for you token lovers, because this is gonna be a matchup of who will be able to summon as many tokens as they want. So let's see here. Let me just edit the files here. Ooh, amazing play here from Clint playing down the Overlord just for the mill. It's actually the Overlord here is actually a very strong card. I forgot the name. The Black Overlord is one of the amazing cards in Duskmorn, which is actually even seeing play in Pioneer with Greasefang, and but you can see it being played here right now in Roots because of the ability to just put cards in your graveyard and put back a creature to hand. So as you can see, Clint put back a creature here and is already setting up his future turns. This will be a very slow turn for Khalil here, and just summoning a rabbit token with that carrot cake. I forgot the name. Yeah, yeah, rabbit token. So this is gonna be a super slow start for both players. I think Clint here wants to be able to play that roots as soon as possible. But you can see, there isn't a roots in hand as of the moment, and that is a very big problem of the Golgari Roots deck. You need to be able to play down that roots as fast as possible, because without it, your deck has no engine, and you're just basically a weaker Golgari mid-range. Yeah, as you can see here, Clint is just forcing down the mills here, just hoping to be able to see a roots, and that's still nothing. I'm not liking his chances here. This is slowly gonna be more chance for Khalil to catch up. So let me just fix the camera here. And as I said here, the problem with the deck is not being able to play down that roots. So right now, Clint is just sitting pretty here. As here we go, here comes the boom for Khalil playing down the Orabrask Forge. This is gonna be super powerful, especially when it starts to ramp up, because that's gonna be free damage for Khalil, and he's just gonna wait for Clint not being able to play anything, and that Orabrask Forge is gonna be super powerful as if Clint is not able to end the game as fast as possible, because those tokens are gonna be very very big, and I don't even think Roots is able to stop those Urabrask Forges from just trampling down his tokens. Okay, Curio with the Deep Cavern Bat, taking a peek of the hand cards, but I don't. I think Lind here wants to remove that second Orabrask Forge. That is gonna be a super powerful play here for Khalil if Clint does not even attempt to to remove it. I don't even think he wants to remove the Twilight or even, yeah, I don't even think he wants to remove anything else. I don't think the Helix is an issue. I don't think what I don't see that card. I think that's the Warden. But yeah, I think Forge is just the easy pickup here because two Forges is just too hard to answer. Clint here is taking his time, but I don't really. He's taking the helix. I mean, I don't get why, but sure, why not? I guess it's just a card to be able to help Khalil survive into the mid game. Right now, that the impending counter on Overlord, the Black Overlord, is at 2. So this is gonna be a very big issue for Khalil. But right now, with that Ura Blast Forge, I don't think he has any much issue. Like I said, another Ura Blast Forge here. Clint is already shaking his head and scratching scratching his head, because those are super big tokens that are coming down his way, taking down 1, 2, 3, 4 damage here, down to 14 life. I think the Helix was just a bad call here for Clint, because it wasn't even an issue as of the moment, because I would have rather seen him survive the survive into the later game instead of just removing that Helix. But I guess there is something I'm not seeing here, especially when where Clint. But I think I can see that Clint has the roots, but does he want the land instead? And yeah, I think the land is the easier choice. Clint is already complaining here, because those it's a super hard choice here, facing down 2 Urabrask Forges, and he already missed 2 land drops. Yeah, I think Clint here is not really gonna have much choice as of the moment. He is facing down 2 Urabrask Forges, and I think Khalil here will be dropping down a Warden to pump out all his rabbits, or I think he can just play a Fountain Port and just start putting those uh, fish tokens into play. Khalil here thinking what next to do, but there isn't really much of an issue here. He can just go into battle phase directly and just attack with his tokens. Those are very big tokens. With the first Ouroboros Forge being 3 and the second being 2, so that's 5 damage plus the rabbit, so 6. Clint is facing down 6 puzzle damage here to be going down to 9, and no blockers, hoping for just the lifelink for Deep Cavern Bat to survive as much as possible. So I can see why he maybe picked out the Lightning Helix, just so Khalil doesn't have any way to just shoot down his face. But again, I think the Ouroboros Forge was just a super misplay here for Clint, and it was the better thing to remove or to exile with Deep Cavern Bat. Khalil here entering into the battle phase, attacking with all his creatures. Again, that's 6 damage, yeah, down to 9. I think he's just gonna pass the turn. Oh, Khalil, Clint took the roots from. Why would you take the roots instead of the land drop? Yeah, here we go, playing down the I don't think I see much player for yeah, draw. I can already see Clint here. I think the scooping here would be a much better choice, because you already missed so many land drops, and it's better to just play into game number 2, because at this point you're just wasting time. At attacking with the Team Cameraman just enough to survive into that and playing into the forgot the name, the 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 surveil card, yeah. And another roots, not even a land card. There it is. Those are the land cards that he was looking for, but with no roots. No tokens are gonna be activated, and the Overlord is now live and active after 5 turns. But again, stuck with 2 land cards. This is a super hard matchup for Clint. Clint here just playing out cards just to be able to survive for the turn. But again, I think he's forgetting that Urabras Forge has trample. So anything small is just gonna be trampled over by those Urabras Forge tokens. Yeah, Khalil doesn't really have any hard choices here. All he needs to do is just swing, and Clint here is just forced to block into everything just to be able to survive. Clint here taking his time, but again, I think that's a bad choice here. It's still game number one. He has a lot of time to be able to go into game number two. Blocking that Overlord, uh, big creature against big creature, but choosing to go into the token instead, I think that's fine, to be honest. Taking at least one, two, three, four, just 4 damage. But hmm, Khalil here has a card. Okay, he's just gonna use the Fountain Port to be able to sacrifice, I think, one of the tokens, or to create a token. Yeah, he's just gonna sacrifice a token to draw a card. But I don't, I don't get why not just sacrifice the block token instead. Why did he even sacrifice the rabbit token? Clint here again attacking with that bat. Bat is doing all his work here, be able to help Clint survive into the late game, but without any answers for that Urabra's forward. He's just staring down death right in the face. Clint here finally able to drop that third land card after so many turns. Finally making his first plant token. But again, I think that's gonna be too late, especially now you're. I think I have said this so many times, but that Urabrask Forge, two Urabrask Forge, in fact, is just gonna be super back-breaking for him right now, especially at this time, because he is so far behind in terms of land. Yeah, I wasn't. I didn't understand why Khalil sacrificed the rabbit token that was attacking instead of I mean that wasn't blocked instead of the um, blocked uh, the token from the Urabas Forge. So Khalil here tapping out for something big. Yeah, so seeing the signs here, Clint is scooping against that Zenith. And on to game number two. People, they're gonna be sideboarding for now, and we will just wait. Players are done with their sideboarding and going on to game number two. Uh, I I see Clint here was siding in into Haywire Mites, but I don't think that is a super good play, especially against Khalil, because he doesn't really rely on Urablast Forge, but I guess facing down two Urablast Forges was enough for Clint to find a way to answer one of those at least. But we'll see if that Haywire Might is enough to stop Khalil's swarming of tokens. So I think Clint here will be going first just to be able to set up the route. So again, this will just be a matchup on who can set up their tokens first. And here Clint starts with a tap land, and I think Khalil here is just gonna play into that. Oh, he goes first with the forge, and both players passing. Again, Clint here not still has no roots in hand. Oh, he does have a roots in hand. So this is gonna be a super good play here for Clint. I think Clint is breathing a sigh of relief here because he's now able to play the game. Khalil doesn't have a turn through drop here, and that is a super big problem for him. Now, Clint will just be able to start milling cards into the graveyard and to be able to make those big plant tokens. Going with the Overlord here. And which card will we see add to hand? Oh, no creatures. All right, I'm sorry. Overlord needs a creature to be put to hand. So since no card has been moved from the graveyard, no tokens yet. But that's enough for Clint to be able to just set up the board properly. So we will just see if there is an impending Ouroblast Forge here from Khalil's side. There it is, Ouroblast Forge number one, staring down Clint once again, attacking with the token. Not much action here from both players' side. Khalil just searching, fetching for a land, and I think Clint just passed his turn. I mean, that root is not gonna be able to do anything if you're not gonna start moving cards from your graveyard. And here we go with the caretaker talent. Ooh, removing that Urablast Ford. I think that's there asunder. Yeah, I think he doesn't. Clint really needed to answer that because it would be easy for Khalil to just start slamming down creatures left and right, especially with the Urablast Fords. So I think Clint here is just taking the long game instead and waiting for his cards to actually do their thing. And we have the Osteomancer Adept, one of the cards that will activate Insidious Roots, but for now, because of Summoning Sickness, Clint won't be able to answer the, use the effect as of the moment. Yes, let's go. Ah, okay. And a timeout has been called because for reasons. But don't worry, we'll be going back into the game as soon as possible. back here. What happened to the? Yeah, we are back here with the match. Khalil is back from his escapades. Clint here still not being able to make a tokens, but at least he's now catching up in terms of lands. Uh, Caretaker's talent here is still at level 1 and not much action here from both players. I don't think any of them has their activators as of yet. I mean their main engines. So I think they're just waiting for each other's cards. Clint here tapping his lands first. Attacking into with the cottage. I think he doesn't really have much choice here. And I don't I don't see Khalil blocking any of the things. Exiling a card, gaining life. Yeah, that's the food token. I don't think they had a food token. Sacrificing the food token right now to be able to gain into 3 and just take the damage, I think, is Khalil's game plan here. Oh, he used the carrot cake to make a rabbit token and blocking with that said rabbit token. Torching the tower for the adept here, just so that Clint won't be able to use the forage effect to start making those big plant tokens with insidious roots. Very good game plan here for Khalil. Very proactive in terms right now against Clint because both players again are not doing much as of the moment. So I think being proactive here and not letting Clint activate his engine is just gonna help him in the long run as soon as both players are still looking for their main engines or their main cards to start to allow their decks to actually start playing. The inspiring vantage stop because they're Inspiring Vantage enters a tap if there are two or more land cards. So being very late in the game, there is not much choice here for Khalil activating the Caretaker's talent to create a token of the rabbit. That's not a very good play here for the talent, but I guess he just wanted that draw a card because again, he's not seeing much choices in terms of his hand cards. Playing another Caretaker's talent here. This is very bad hand, to be honest. I think this is not the play style that Khalil wants from his deck. But other than that, he is technically ahead in terms of board advantage. Clint here going down the seventh land and not much cards to start that roots engine. He does have Tyvar, he does have Wiremight, but I don't even think Wiremight is very helpful here because you want to save that for those very big impactful enchantments such as Urabrax Forge. But I think he will be just playing it down. Yeah, going for Tyvar, and I think he will just play the Wiremight just for a blocker here. But again, this I think the deck here right now is just bricking for Clint. Torching tower, torching the Tyvar because it was technically already played. Yeah, going down to one. Now Tyvar can't activate his effect. Very bad sequencing here from Clint. He should have used Tyvar before casting that Wiremight. He, I think he wasn't expecting the yeah, I think he wasn't expecting the Torch the Tower, but Khalil did just play one. And even then, you should always use your Planeswalkers first, just to make sure that you're able to use them. So just gonna use the +1 to untap, and the Overlord is now alive and active. That's gonna be a very big creature here for Clint, and at least that's gonna help him stave off some early aggression from Khalil's side. Khalil playing down that second Fountain Port. Clint realizing his mistake here. Making down a carrot cake, and there's something wrong with the stream. Let me just fix that for a minute. Thank you very much. Carrot cake making down another token, drawing a card with Khalil. As of the moment, is not yet pressed for choices here. He does have a lot of draw in his deck, as to compared to Clint, who doesn't even have his graveyard cards or the graveyard payoffs. I mean, he was able to play that roots early as turn two, but without those cards, taking cards without those creatures or cards that remove the creature cards from the graveyard, you're not really making tokens, which is the very point of the deck. Get lost. That haywire might. forcing Clint to just use the Haywire Might early as now. And what will he even remove? Oh, he's just giving it. I know. I'm sorry, not the Haywire, the Overlord, and making two map tokens. Attacking into with the Rabbit tokens, at least with one Haywire Might, he's able to make that uh, Tybar survive, popping off that one Caretaker's talent with that is currently at level 2. Tybar barely surviving here, and Khalil once again creating a Rabbit token. Not really a good card to copy for the Caretaker's talent, but uh, just Khalil just taking the to heart the take as many take all the outs that you have. Clint here still shaking his head with only one card in hand. If that is a land, I don't really see much happening here except for Khalil just attacking down Clint. Yeah, I think that's a yeah. At least we have here a card that will start putting a creature that will start putting cards into the graveyard. I I think that the card is yeah, that's a Rabble Belt Maverick. But for now, the Maverick is still in the field, so he won't be able to exile it. And I think he's just hoping that he has something that can be exiled. Thinking deep and heavy, because there is really not much he can do with that field. I think he's just gonna yeah, I think he's just gonna make the cottage into a creature and attack with it, just to be able to match the life points. Exiling his own overlord just to make sure that he at least makes a token with the insidious roots. That at least now we have a 1-2 actually, 1-2 plant token here with the insidious roots. Yeah, and tapping that land token, and it's gonna be going back into a land next turn. At least now he has a way to exile during the opponent's turn by when he does choose to sacrifice. I mean, block the Maverick, just to make sure that he has another token for Klinger. At least, so we can now see a glimmer of hope here for Clint's side. Sacrificing that carrot cake, making another token, and gaining 3 life. Khalil wants to see a card that can help him win the game right now, because if he doesn't see anything else, Clint will be able to just slowly make all those plant tokens sooner or later. Khalil's turn now, going into the untap step, drawing card. I wish he saw what he was looking for, but I can see Torch a Tower. Yep, sacrificing the fetching for a land here, and with a beautiful mountain. Yeah, I think last 3 turns was called just now. Turn that should be turn 0 for Khalil. Caretaker's talent going to 3, making those those tokens as beefy as possible. Those are now 3-3. 3-3 rabbit tokens. Una plus Forge, that's gonna be super big for uh, Khalil again. That's gonna be entering as a 3-3. So he doesn't have much choice here in blocking that. So I think he'll just go block into the rabbit tokens. I think he's just gonna start swinging and put down the pressure here on Clint. But Clint here doesn't really have any much choice because again he needs to be able to remove cards from the graveyard. So I think his play here will just be to block early into with the Maverick. But the question here is, will Khalil attack into the Tyvar? Player Khalil is staying here because that is a very big decision for him. To be honest, he can just go for Clint's life, but Clint's life currently is just big as of the moment. So attacking Tyvar will help him win the game, but at the same time, you don't really kind of want to. Yeah, I think he does go into Tyvar and all of the other cards attacking into Clint because Clint will be able to just block those cards. Sacrificing a food token this early, why? Clint, I think Clint here is just breaking down under pressure because he could have just sacrificed Maverick after blocking. Not much choice here from Clint. I don't think you need to block. Yeah, you can just use the you can just use the Maverick to just block into one of them, but just don't just don't protect the Tyvar anymore. It's sure kill. Taking down 3 down to yeah, taking down to 21. Maverick now is in the graveyard, and I think Clint here will be realizing that he doesn't have any lands for the Maverick. Oh, I'm sorry. Maverick is only a sorcery, so I think he didn't. I think Clint didn't have any other choice there for in terms of the mana. Yeah, I think he's just gonna play the Maverick right. I know that's a map token. Yeah, thinking whether to put it into the top of the deck or the graveyard. And with the lad in hand, Clint's game here is slowly slipping away. Activating Maverick now and the pumping the plant token, making another plant token with the roots. It should be a 2-2. Oh no. Yeah. So now one of the plant tokens is very big. That's a 4/5 and a 1/2 plant token. But again, with no follow up play here, it's gonna be hard for Clint because he's basically a top deck mode. Khalil torch that plant token just to make sure that there is one less problem he will be facing on his turn. And another land drop. We are now counting 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. 9 turns have passed since then. And wow, destroy evil on the plant token. Now Clint is back to 0. We'll see if Khalil forgets his Aura Blast Forge. And he doesn't. That's going to be a super big swing back here. That's going to be a 4. Yeah, 4, 7, 4, 7, 10, 13, 13 attack into Clint with that Caretaker Silent, forcing Clint to block with his Cottage. That should be 10 damage. Down to 12? Oh, down to 9. Okay. And one of the tokens is gonna die. Oh, I'm sorry. That was 2 rabbit tokens, not a 2/2 rabbit token. And we will see what Clint's hand card is. Once again, if it's another land, there is not much chance here for Clint. The deck was just not working in his favor. And yeah, I think that was just super brick from Clint here. Clint tried his best, but the deck just wasn't responding. And Khalil just took all those minor advantages that he was slowly building up to be able to swing back into the game. Oh, it's an Overlord. So Clint has the choice to play that Overlord as a creature, get something back, and then I think he can get back a Haywire Might. Yeah, I think that's the play here. And then you, yeah, he's making a creature. Activate effect, mill 4. And then using the Overlord effect to add creature hand, Insidious Roots activates, creating a token. And I think he needs to play that Haywire Might to just remove that pesky, either the Forge or the Caretaker's Talent. But I think the Caretaker's Talent is just one of the biggest issues here because those rabbit tokens are gonna be swinging huge with that Caretaker's Talent. Using the last map token, gonna put to hand, yeah, because it's a land card. playing it. I think Clint here is just gonna pass his turn. Yeah, and Fountain Port for a fish, and that's a big beefy fish with the caretaker talent. So I think Clint here will be forced to answer the caretaker's talent instead of the Orbus Forge, but we will see what he chooses because that is a very big issue for Clint. He has two choices right now, and either of the choices can make or spell the difference. Okay, Khalil is playing the enchantment answer. I forgot his name. He get lost here. That is gonna be able to answer the Overlord, and I don't think Clint wants that. But again, with the Haywire Might, Khalil's aggression here will be super limited. I think, yeah, because Clint hasn't jumped the gun yet with the Urabrask Forge. I think he's choosing to destroy the Caretaker stand, which is a good choice, I believe, because it will just make most of those tokens small this turn. But Khalil's board is just super swarmed right now, and Clint just has two creatures. Khalil is thinking here that Haywire Might is gonna be a huge problem for him. He does not want Clint to be able to use it, but we will see what Clint uses it on. I can't see Khalil's hand, but I think there's something. Yeah, he does pop the Caretaker's talent, making those creatures very small, and he's gonna be able to survive at least one more turn. Sacrificing the fish token for a possible caretaker's talent. What does he draw? Towards the tower, and it's gonna everything's now free to attack. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. So it's still 9. It's still not enough. Sacrificing that token for another draw with Fountain Port. Yeah, I think Khalil here just wants to be able to draw into something, but right now it's the last turn in the in the last 3 turns. So I think this is gonna be a draw 1-0 win for Khalil. Play another land play here for Clint. Oh my god. I don't know what's happening with the deck. It's first we saw drought and now we're seeing flooding. Cottage attacking and I think he's just gonna make another token, but again it's too late for at this point. Attacking to the cottage and hoping that it's enough to gain life. I think he's gonna remove the Overlord, yeah, and create another token with the roots +1/+1 and another food token. So I think he's just gonna slowly survive with the food token. But again, I think last 3 turns has already been called, so we will be seeing a winner sooner or later. And that is game. That was the last turn, and Khalil will be taking the match with 1-0. Okay, so we will be right back, guys. And for round number 2, be right. So don't go away.
Ay, kalimot ko. Tup.
2 p.m. kami mag-open.
I'm in the big leagues, told him don't miss me. I'm making his dog, like I'm in the big leagues. Yeah, I need a bag, bruh, send it through quickly. I'm making his dog, like I'm in the big leagues. Yeah, I told him I'ma hit it out the stands. I deserve another 100 bands, I deserve another 100 fans. Told him this was always fast. I'm in the big leagues, told him don't miss me. I'm making his dog, like I'm in the big leagues.
I'm in the mood for a little bit more of that. I mean, I'm saying what kind of beat is today. I need me to stop over. Them on you, on me, on us. Just tell me you want me.
1, 2, 3.
So if you're ready, and if you let me, I wanna see it in motion, in 3D. You won't regret me.
And we are back here with, I think that's Renzo versus Hilkia. So what can you say about those decks, Alex?
Try to change these. This is I think this is Rakdos Lizards. Bali. So Rakdos
That is Kia, so
Bulgari mid-range. Definitely an interesting matchup, but I think it favors Golgari. Let's see as these two players roll lowest, which is what they like. They like rolling lowest. Renzo. So let's see as they shuffle, and think it's dependent on who's on the play, right?
Yeah, I think it depends on who goes first, because if Renzo goes first and he is able to chain that lizard that makes mana,
Yeah, the burning tree.
the burning tree lizard, it's gonna be super fast for Hilkia to even answer. What board wipes does Golgari midrange even run?
I think they have the -2/-2, the new one from MKM, because recently rotated na yung Path of Peril.
Yeah,
Just
oh yeah,
recently
that's right.
rotated, so they have troubles in board wipes.
But isn't the burning tree lizard 1/3, or is it 1/2?
It's 2/2.
Ah,
It's still burning tree.
So it can be answered.
Yeah.
So yeah, we will see who goes first here. Deciding who will go first. Deciding to keep the hand.
If I'm Renzo, I definitely would like to have a opening hand with Deep Cavern Bat, so I can navigate the matchup
Yeah.
so I know how to.
But I think also seeing Renzo's hand here with the Vine Lasher, I think he wants to keep it just for that early aggression. If
Yeah,
he
yeah.
does go, no, he goes second.
Oh, yeah, he's just
mulligan.
showing it. He's just showing it. There's no. I think there's no colored mana. Interesting. I saw a main board Ghost Vacuum from Hilkia. Very much hate deck using a new list. So we're gonna see Hilkia going down to 6. It's gonna be very painful, I think. Especially if you're
Yeah,
going against a aggro that has a lot of that swarms really fast.
but I think that's also part of the game plan, right? Because you want to look for that board wipe. Because if it's not in your opening hand, you're not gonna be able to survive as those early games unless you also have those 1-for-1 cards.
But the thing is about Gogari mid-range lists right now. I don't know about Hilkias, but the the net lists so far I saw they don't really run mainboard wipes.
Okay.
It's more on the
One
go
for
for the
one swoop.
throats, cut downs. So it's definitely gonna be hard match up
Yeah, that's
for
right.
the Multo 6 if Hilkia is on the draw.
Yeah, and especially that Vine Lasher just makes a free offspring
Mm.
with free. So I think that's not enough. The 1-for-1s will not be enough to answer the lizards. But again, it will depend on who goes first because mid range, once it reaches that 4 to 5 mana, it's
Definitely.
able to play faster than lizards.
Definitely. The good thing about lizards is that a lot of their creatures have ward,
Mm.
so their ward costs are typically not mana, but pay to life, discard a card. So we'll see how it goes.
Yeah, we'll see how it goes. And I think that's a very bad hand here for Kia, keeping the duress,
Duress.
especially against
There's
lizards.
a cut down, but
Is he really keeping that duress? What do you think about that play, Alex? I think
I'm not sure about that.
yeah,
So we start with a cavern naming, of course, lizard.
in the Vine Lasher. But again, that duress being kept by Hilkia here, I think he would have already known that most lizard decks are just purely creatures. I don't think lizards play any non-creature spells.
Just the removal.
Yeah, just
I think.
removal, right. Yeah, here we have a go for the throat here. I think at least he's able to answer it.
Yeah, because he also has a creature in hand. I think that's the Freeze Strider Lookout. I'm not sure what that does, but we'll see now. So now turn 2 on the side of Renzo. Another Vine Lasher.
Now he starts spitting the hot Tua. 1-2.
Take 2. It's now down to 17. Now it's down to 16. Oh no, yeah, 17.
Tap
Just
lands,
a tap land.
the pain against aggro decks. And I think that
That's a really strong board for Renzo.
do we see a 1 mana answer?
I don't think I see a cut down. I think Hilkia was expecting the analyst deck, which Renzo
Yeah, that
always-
makes sense. Why he kept
Yeah.
the
the rest.
duress. He was expecting analyst.
I was expecting analyst.
I think he's just gonna play into the laughing Jasper Flint.
It's gonna be really hard to answer in the side of Hilkia. Up to 13.
Yeah, that's vanilla Hilkia. You don't need to read the effect.
Kia needs a. I think he needs a go for the throat. But it's a nice draw. That's a nice draw.
Actually, no, yeah. That's
Virtue.
gain 2 life and -2. So at least
Gain 2 life and -3, -3.
-3, -3. So at least he can answer one of the Vine Lashers or even the. I think he can answer the Jasper
yeah,
Flint.
yeah.
Where the Flint is 3-4.
I think the flint is 3-2.
Ah,
I'm not sure about that. I'm not really into standard at the moment.
Yeah, but I
By-
think that's I think the Vine Lasher is one of the cards that he wants to remove this early.
Yeah. I think the value is too much, especially with all the fabled passages Renzo runs.
Yeah, here we go. The virtue of pestilence. Oh,
Opts
targeting the.
to target the laughing.
Yeah, Jasper is the one targeted here. I don't think it's the better play, but it's a play.
It's a play. It's a play. Maybe Hilkia has something, has a plan for the Vine Lashers. So Renzo was on the play, right?
Yeah, Renzo's on
Okay.
the play. So I think this is the problem also with the Vine Lasher because now we can see that there is no
Hired
more
claw.
lands for Vine Lasher. So but now he does have
He does have that Exile
yeah, the
two.
Exile Lizard.
and another the Pump Lizard as well.
Yeah, Hired Claw.
Hired Claw. Exiles 2. Finds
Oh,
a
there.
Blackleaf Cliffs.
Yeah, I think he's just gonna play that just to
Deals
start.
another 2.
Did they take damage?
Yeah, I think they did. Because Hilkia gained 2 life
Yeah.
previously with a Virtue. He drew a cut down. I don't think that's enough to... He has a blocker. He has a Sentinel. But he opts to play the Freeze Strider Lookout.
To look out just for the land, right?
Yeah.
Mm-mm.
It triggers with the crime, right? He's gonna commit a crime right now with a cut down. I think he needs to target that value creature.
Yeah,
that
but the
exiles
problem
too.
here is there are too many value creatures. So
Yeah,
which
yeah.
one? The Vine Lasher, the Exile 2, or the Hired Claw? Because all of those cards are needs to be answered.
Now Renzo's down to 1 card, and then Kia still has 2 cards.
Mm-mm.
I think
Yeah.
if Hilkia...
I think that was the right play, just to make sure that Renzo is not able to draw or amass card advantage.
Yeah, because I think Hilkia, if Renzo draws, he doesn't get lucky draws such as removal or anything that could get rid of the blockers. I think Hilkia will do fine.
Mm-mm. Yeah, that's a good insight. So we'll see what the draw.
Renzo has a manland though, the Restless Vents, which can he drew and you go for the throat.
Yeah, I think this.
That's an easy play. You kill that and then just tap.
I don't think
Another
you need to play
Gev.
Get. Oh wait, no. Get makes all of the lizards big, so I think.
Yep.
Yeah, Get here making everything big, +1/+1. Everything's gonna
One,
start.
2, 3, 4.
And another +1 from
Yeah.
Hired Claw. 6.
It's definitely tough. I think Hilkia can come back from this, but we'll see. He
We'll
still
see.
has the Virtue. I don't think there's something he could get from the graveyard
Mm-mm.
with Virtue. I think that also triggers during upkeeps, right? So it's useless to cast that now. Still has the Restless Cottage, but he drew a Liliana. He drew a Liliana of the Veil,
Mm.
so
So
it's
I think
definitely
sacrifice.
gonna be -2.
Yeah, sacrifice into what? I think the claw will be the target.
Yeah, the Vinyl
Very good.
Lasher's reach is too important in this
Matchup.
Matchup.
Yeah. And another.
the Sentinel,
Ah,
which is a
Sentinel.
good blocker. Just hope Renzo doesn't draw a Fabled Passage, because that would definitely be GG now.
Oh,
That's a land. So that's gonna be 2. I think it's lethal. So it's 2 from the land. The Vine Lashers are pumped by Gev. That works too. Yeah. Yeah.
That's it.
That's it. I think that's it. Because it's the Restless Vents is Menace. So yeah, I think Renzo's just showing
Yeah, how the game's
So-
gonna end, and wow, that was super fast.
the Vine Lashers were too much. Vine Lashers. I think post board Hilkia has to get rid of those Lilianas.
Yeah, I think that's right because Lizards is too fast. Most of their cards is just one drops, so he does need
So,
to have.
See, he boards in those sweepers, to cast sweepers.
Mhm.
I think he wants to board in that. Yeah, the anoint affliction. The
I
egg.
think he needs to remove the duresses as well.
Yeah,
This
I
is
think
super
so.
bad in the matchup. Do you think he should board in Tear Asunder?
What does the Rakdos deck? Oh, he has Leyline. Oh no.
Yeah, but Tear Asunder can at least remove a permanent when you pay the.
That's too heavy. I
Oh,
think
yeah,
that's
that's
too
true.
heavy.
It's too late. Yeah.
It's too expensive. I think he wants to cut those shoulders as well. Well, like at least one of them, depending on how many he runs. See, also he's running his own Vine Lashers as well.
Because
Is
my
that-
last
and-
is just good.
Yeah, a new funky take on Golgari midrange. It's interesting that we don't have a red deck, like a pure red deck right now in this tournament. Is there someone?
Yeah, I don't
Playing?
think there is one. There are right now the cards. The decks being played are Desert Burn, Mono Blue Control, Rakdos Lizards, Boros tokens from Khalil earlier, Golgari midrange. I think Jerson is playing
Otters.
Frogs. Otters.
Yeah, he's playing Otters.
Is it Otters? Okay. Clint is, and then Roots and Demir Control.
Dimir control.
So I think the only aggro decks here is Jerson and Renzo.
Definitely a interesting meta here at top deck. Not something you would see in the online metagame percentages, but that's how it is here. Have you been to Ligan, the branch there?
No, not yet. But I heard that there are also a lot of Golgari
Golgari.
decks there, as you can see with Jose. Almost everyday topic.
Where Hikia showing us the cards he boards out. He boarded out the Lilianas in favor of the spot removals and
Yeah.
the board wipes.
Board wipes. I think the board wipes really is just an
I
important.
just forgot the
thing
name about that board wipe. I think Raymond runs that too in his Demir midrange. But that's really important, especially with lizards that lizards swarm the board really fast because of the Burning Tree Emissary card. So we see a long goodbye, which is really important to it's really important for the ward abilities of the lizards. Definitely the second game would be in favor of Hilkia. Opts to leave one shielded the apocalypse. Just for good measure. So we're gonna assume here that Hilkia is gonna be on the play. Just see these players shuffle their decks, and they're just taking their time. Okay, so now they're drawing their opening 7. Kia, Vine Lasher, a Swamp, a Fabled Passage, a Ghost Vacuum, another Swamp, a Cut Down, and another Ghost Vacuum. It's just a tough hand for Hilkia. Assuming Renzo has a lot of threats. So of course it's Hilkia's turn to decide whether to keep or not. I don't think he's gonna keep that. Oh, he's keeping it. He's keeping it. They both kept. Renzo draws a hired claw. Now, okay, that eats the cut down. Back to Hilkia. He draws another land. So this is bad for him. I think he's gonna want to play the Vine Lasher now. Also has 2 copies of Ghost Vacuum, which can eat up all those creatures from Renzo. Interesting because the Ghost Vacuum, what it actually does is that it exiles any card, and then it, for a certain amount of mana, it returns those creature cards back in the battlefield as 1/1 spirit creature tokens. Okay, now so Renzo now opting to play a Deep Cavern Bat. I think Hilkia is bluffing a cut down right now. He goes for the Deep Cavern Bat. Okay, so the bat resolves. As we can see, he has 2 lands and then 2 spells. So it's definitely a bad Thoughtseize hand, but at least Renzo now has the information to, this is really vital for the matchup. I think Renzo needs the information. So he gets the threat, leaves the Ghost Vacuum, the Swamp, and the Fabled Passage. Now we see an end of turn hired Ghost Vacuum activation. Back to Hilkia now. He draws a Duress. I wouldn't say that's a good draw, but still goes for it. He could only get the Nowhere to Run, so he has a Vine Lasher, the 3 to cast Thoughtseize Lizard. Okay, now he goes for the other Ghost Vacuum. It's interesting because you don't really want that many copies of Ghost Vacuum at once because you only need 1. It's a little bit redundant because it's really expensive to sacrifice and activate it for its second ability, which is to return all the exiled cards from exiled by it as 1/1 spirits. I think it's 8 to cast. We're back at Renzo. He actually has drawn another land. Now proceeds to play the Vine Lasher for additional pressure. Of course, Cavern naming lizards and the value lizard. I'll try to see in MTG decks what these cards are. I know what they do, but I just don't know their names. So you can see now Hilkia, he's fetched for land, I think. Hilkia now proceeds to cast a Vine Lasher with the Offspring, giving him one additional copy of it, which is a 1/1. Now he plays a land that's gonna be two damage. Renzo's down to 19. I think Hilkia still needs to find an answer to that. He still needs to find an answer to that for that Fireglass Mentor. That's gonna give Renzo a really big value, especially with his landfall triggers. As well, we talk about the value from the Fireglass Mentor. I think Renzo already played a land right now, this turn, so he can't play those, which is unfortunate. Just that's a lapse in sequencing, but I digress. Renzo now casting that Thought Stalker Warlock, but then Hilkia's Hellbent, so he doesn't have cards in hand. Interesting. What could have Hilkia drawn? It's another Restless Cottage, but then there's just too many threats right now, so Hilkia definitely needs to start looking for answers. I don't think he can, but Renzo also does not have any creatures on his graveyard. In his graveyard. So Hilkia can't really activate that Ghost Vacuum. But right now Hilkia's just chilling. Oh, he's down to 15. It's good to note that we have to note that the Restless Cottage is gonna be online next turn. It's gonna be a really chunky blocker for all these 1/2/1s, 1/2s, and 3/2s. Renzo now attacking with the Warlock and the Deep Cavern Bat while he can. But then Hilkia. Think about double blocking right now. Hilkia right there checking for manlands, which Renzo does not have, but he has that Mudflat Village, which can just basically reanimate that Thought Stalker Warlock. But then again, as you can see, Hilkia has 2 copies of Ghost Vacuum. Renzo can't really activate that land, which returns the creature from a hand, from the graveyard to the hand. So there's basically a cat and mouse game right now. Raise the Laughing Jasper Flint. So yes, we can see Hilkia activating the Ghost Vacuum. Let's go there. Can sacrifice it later on. This is bad for Hilkia because Renzo's generating a lot of value from that Fireglass Mentor. Let's see what Hilkia drew. Hilkia now having no threats on board. Only that lone Vine Lasher copy. Just think that he might have a 2-drop or 3-drop in his hand. I think Hilkia's hoping. Oh no, it's another land. It's another, but at least it's a man land. But I think Hilkia's hoping to draw a big threat, such as Shieldred or what is that? What is going on? I think it's the Laughing Jasper Flint. Let's see. Yep. It says at the beginning of your upkeep, exile the top X cards of target opponent's library, where X is the number of outlaws you control. Till end of turn, you may cast spells from among those cards and... Wow. This is definitely gonna hurt for Hilkia. As you can see, Renzo drew Cut Down, Anoint from Affliction, and Mosswood Dread Knight from those cards. Interesting interaction though. I'm not sure if Renzo can cast the adventure side of Mosswood Dread Knight. I'm not sure about that. Anyone in the comment section knows the interaction. Definitely need a judge call. So he proceeds to attack Alpha Strike, attacking with everyone. I mean, Hilkia has a Restless Cottage right now, but Renzo still has access to that Anoint with Affliction. Another trigger from the mentor. Now we see that drew a Flame Cash Gecko. And we can see Renzo playing it. It nets him 2 more mana. Well, I mean, it grosses him 2 more mana. So he tries to cast the adventure side. I think they're gonna do a judge call right now. So he proceeds to not cast it for its adventure side. Just casts it as a creature. So I am assuming that you cannot cast adventure spells or adventure cards owned by your opponent. This is definitely hard for Hilkia right now. He's down to 6. He's hoping to get a board wipe. But then again, he can still activate that Ghost Vacuum. But right now, I think that wouldn't be enough. So yeah, he sacrifices it. He puts following creatures. No, he has a Hired Claw, he has a Vine Lasher, and he has a Thoughtstalker Warlock. Plays a land. He has 3 blockers. I thing about the Rakdos Lizards deck, it does not run any burn spells, so it's gonna be up to the Vine Lasher and Deep Cavern Bat's reach to finish the game off by Renzo. Another value trigger from Laughing Jasper Flint. Gives Renzo access to Go for the Throat, another Mosswood Dread Knight, and I believe that's another... Ooh, that's a Sentinel. So it's gonna be hard for Hilkia. I don't think Hilkia... Oh no, it's a Freeze Strider Lookout, which is worse, because it gives you lands. Gives you lands when you commit a crime. I think this is pretty much GG right now. Kia doesn't have cards in hand. I'm assuming Renzo has one card in hand. We got the Freeze Strider Lookout now on the board in Renzo's side. He still has access for Go for the Throat. Take note that Mosswood Red Knight's trample, so you can't really chomp block it. So yeah, attacks with everything. Commits a crime. I think he wants to cast that Go for the Throat before blockers, so he maximizes the damage output. Let's see what Renzo does. Counting it off. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. Yeah, he's gonna do it before blockers, so he's gonna kill that. That triggers the Freeze Strider Lookout. And then if we can hit a land from these cards, I think it's gonna be GG. So we see a Swamp. It's gonna be 2 damage. Deal 2. Oh no, deal 1. Deals 1. And yeah, I think that's pretty much enough. Yeah, that's GG. Congrats to Renzo. I think that matchup was really tough for Hilkia, especially that 2 Ghost Vacuums. Let's see what he boarded in. He also boarded in the end. So tough matchup for Hilkia.
Good. Okay, thank you. We'll be right back for round number 3, and that will be the final match to see who will be the champion for this tournament. So again, stay on your seats and be right back.
Kayo ya? Ay, kalimot ko.
Tupian kami mag-open.
I'm in the big leagues, told him don't miss me. By making his dog, like I'm in the big leagues. Yeah, I need a bag, bruh, send it through quickly. I'm making his dog, like I'm in the big leagues. Yeah, told him I'ma hit it out the stands. I deserve another 100 bands, I deserve another 100 fans. Told him this was always fast. I'm in the big leagues, told him don't miss me. By making his dog, like I'm in the big leagues.
I gotta say I'm in the mood for a little bit more. I mean, I'm saying what kind of beat is today. I need me to stop all of this. Them on you, on me, on us. Just tell me you want me.
1, 2, 3. So if you're ready, and if you let me, I wanna see it in motion, in 3D. You won't regret me. Champagne confetti. I wanna see it in motion, in 3D. 'Cause you know I like it, girl. 3D. You know I like it, girl. 3D. Body to body to body to body to body. You and me, baby, you know that we got it.
これからみんなでめちゃくちゃ踊って騒ごう騒ごう
Headbanger.
I know you feel me now. I know you hear me loud. I scream it loud and proud. Missy gon' blow it down. People gon' play me now. In and out of town. Cause I'm the best around. With the crazy style.
Kayo, kuya? Ay, kalimot ko.
Tupian kami mag-open.
I'm in the big leagues, told him don't miss me. By making his dog, like I'm in the big leagues. Yeah, I need a bag, bruh, send it through quickly. I'm making his dog, like I'm in the big leagues. Yeah, told him I'ma hit it out the stands. I deserve another 100 bands, I deserve another 100 fans. Told him this was always fast. I'm in the big leagues, told him don't miss me. I'm making his dog like I'm in a big league.
I gotta say I'm in the mood for a little bit more of that. I mean, I'm saying what kind of beat is today. I need me to stop over.
One, two, three. So if you're ready, and if you let me, I wanna see it in motion, in 3D. You won't regret me. Champagne confetti. I wanna see it in motion, in 3D. 'Cause you know I like it, girl. 3D. You know I like it, girl. 3D. Body to body to body to body to body. You and me, baby, you know that we got it.
これからみんなでめちゃくちゃ踊って騒ごう騒ごう。
Headbanger. I know you feel me now. I know you hear me loud. I scream it loud and proud. Missy gon' blow it down. People gon' play me now. In and out of town. Cause I'm the best around. With the crazy style.
Fuck a put, get a kitty cup. Kilo halo, they fuck me slow, so. Don't you wanna taste it? Just to get you started. Virtual basic patience. Take it 'cause you earned it. Bling, 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 bling. Like chains on chains. Blood stains stain my rain. Just a little warm. Touch me when you.
Kayo, Pia?
Right, we're back. I guess it's gonna be Renzo now, still at top seed against Mr. Clint DSSR. Okay, now we're back here at Top Deck Games Standard Showdown Friday Night Magic. Y'all know what's up. It's Alex here on stream. I'll be talking about these decks and these matches for tonight. I guess we're gonna be down to our last match since it's only an 8-player FNM. Now we have Renzo on top seed against Clint, who's on Golgari Roots combo. So a very interesting matchup. I think it's an even matchup, and it's just gonna be about if Clint assembles the combo and how early he can assemble it. Okay, I think Clint won the die roll. Alright, for those who just tuned in, this is Friday Night Magic at Top Deck Games Standard Showdown. We're at our final round now. We have Renzo here in Rock Those Lizards versus Clint with Golgari Roots combo. It's gonna be a interesting matchup. It's gonna be favored towards who's on the play, which I guess is Clint. Seeing these gentlemen now drawing 7 cards. Clint trying to make sure his opponent draws the cards. Starts off with a Blooming Marsh and a Rubble Belt Maverick. So, to those who don't know how this combo works, so Clint's just trying to mill cards and hopefully find a Insidious Roots or a Tivar, Jubilant Brawler, which is a combo. And once you have those two assembled now, I think it's gonna be pretty much game over, depending if Renzo has a removal to interact with the combo. Now, as we can see, Clint has assembled a couple some blockers here. He attacks with a Rubble Belt Maverick, so he could get a trigger from the Insidious Roots, which is interesting that he attacked with it. Aranza attacks with Vine Lasher. Plays a land, deals 1 damage to Clint. That's definitely gonna be named Cavern of Souls. He casts a Gev. Now Clint plays a Fountain Port. Cast a Deep Cavern Bat, which then triggers the Snarling Gorehound. Clint wishes to keep that on top. He's a cut down, a Vine Lasher. I think it's definitely gonna be the cut down that's gonna be removed. Interesting. It's a Laughing Jasper Flint. So I'm assuming that Clint already has a combo assembled, either the roots on in the hand and the Tivar in the top of the deck. He just chooses to exile Gev, cause I'm assuming he just wants to buy time, little time. That Pat's definitely gonna eat the cut down. He just doesn't want the Laughing Jasper Flint to be resolved this turn. So that's understandable. Cast a Vine Lasher, which triggers a Gev. Plays a land, which triggers a 2 Vine Lashers. See Renzo now casting, resolves the Hired Claw. Now attacks with the Gev and the Vine Lashers. Now he's down to, Clint's down to 13. Renzo's still holding on to that cut down. Now Clint thinking about the blocks he could do. He's gonna double block the Vine Lasher, which I don't think is a good idea considering he has... Oh, he's trying to hostage the cut down. That's a fancy play from Clint. It's actually a fancy play, but it's at the expense of his Snarling Gorehound, which is definitely a... Which is vital for this combo to work. But then again, he has a Urberg Repossession in his hand, which can generate a lot of value. Clint right now successfully resolves a Insidious Roots. So I think he Renzo just showing off his Leyline of the Voids and Duresses, just preparing it for the next match. I mean, the next game. So now we could see Clint. Oh no. Could see Clint exiling the Rubble Belt Maverick from the graveyard, which triggers the roots. And then, unfortunately, he doesn't have any more colored mana left. So, it's gonna be bad for him. No, I don't think you can do that immediately. You need the Tivar for that. So Clint attacks with a Deep Cavern Bat. Gains 2 life, which is okay. Renzo right now has 1 card in hand. It's gonna be a Blacklive Cliffs. So I think Renzo having a hard time right now dealing with all these roots triggers. You can give Clint just a couple more turns. Maybe he could draw a Tivar Jubilant Brawler and then potentially go off, then end the game. Not sure what Renzo has in hand. Oh yeah, he has that Blackleaf Cliffs, and then the other card might have been another Gev or the Laughing Jasper Flint. Clint now down to 9. I think that's a Gev. Renzo now attacks with all the creatures. It's gonna be 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. It's gonna be 5. Now he's down to 3. Plant token dice. Casts Gev, which then triggers it. Takes him down to 2. Okay. It's a potential blocker. Not that Clint wants to attack very soon, but we'll see. Clint has the Urborg Repossession in hand, so he has that Osteomancer Adept, but I don't think that's enough. It might be a good blocker. We'll see. So you could cast that. Gain 2 from the Urborg Repossession. He might go down to 1 though with that. There's a line that he could do, but he's gonna go down to 1 if he does it. Which is... Oh no, okay. So he exiles the Robo Belt Maverick, creates a plant. Okay, okay. I think Clint's fine here. Just needs to hope that Renzo doesn't draw any lands. It's gonna be a risky move for Clint here. He's gonna go down to 1 if he activates that Llanowar Wastes. But he definitely needs that green mana. Orberg Repossession. Gains 2 life. Returns the dog. Then goes to plant. Has that Osteomancer Adept, which gives creature cards in his graveyard somewhat escape. Let's see if we can find that card here. Nope, we don't have that card here yet, but so basically when you tap it, when you activate its ability, creature cards in your you can cast creature cards in your graveyard. And then they gain what do you call this? That counter, finality counter, yeah. They get the finality counter. But you need to forage if you want to cast it, which is exiling 3 cards in your graveyard or sacrificing a food token, which is that's quite synergistic to what Clint's trying to do, because you could actually do as much as 2 Insidious Roots triggers for each creature you cast in your graveyard, provided that you pay the escape cost. I'm just gonna say escape cost because it's basically escape. I mean the forge cost with 2 non-creatures and 1 creature card, and then that triggers the roots as the cost. And then another trigger is the other trigger would be the casting of the card. The card leaving the graveyard going to the stack. So yeah, it's gonna net him 2 plants, if I'm not mistaken. Which I shouldn't, because that's my pet deck right there. So yeah, it's actually my pet deck, my own brew, not my brew but my own list. Shout out to Hamhawks who inspired me to build this deck. It's really funky deck, and actually had a pretty much relative success with this deck. He's trying to trigger the Vine Lasher post combat. So Renzo gets 2 really good cards. He wants to have both. I think he wants to have both, but he can only have one, I guess. He's just gonna get the land for the landfall triggers. Yeah. Because he can't cast that Laughing Jasper Flint. Yes, now Clint's now down to 3. He still has that chunky deep cavern bat. Gonna pump the hard claw. Now it's gonna be back to Clint. What did he draw? He still has think about lines. I'm not sure about what card he has in his hand right now. It's a land and it's a interesting. Sadly, Clint doesn't have that much things to get from the graveyard. I wasn't really able to mill a lot of cards, which sucks for him. He attacks for 3. He was a deep cavern bat to gain 3, but then passes it back. See what? Ooh, go for the throat. It's actually a good draw for Renzo here. He's probably gonna target the big plant token. Oh, he targets the bat. I think he's gonna cast the Laughing Jasper Flint. Laughing Jasper Flint. Note that Clint has 4 blockers here. I don't think he can afford to block. Okay, he's gonna trigger. He's gonna get the land. He's gonna play the land to put Clint down to 1. That's unfortunate. Or did he? Okay, so Clint's still down to 3 right now. I think Clint can draw a card with that Fountain Port. He pays 5 mana. Oh yeah. He creates a treasure token with that Fountain Port, which is synergizes well. Okay, now Clint can do a lot of things. He can reanimate that Deep Cavern Bat to get an additional blocker. He has a cash grab in hand, so that's definitely gonna. That's a nice hit. 1, 2, 3, 4. I think he can get the Tiver. I think he should get the Tiver, because the Tiver will reanimate the. The Tiver could reanimate the Deep Cavern Bat. Then it's gonna be a bunch of triggers. He gets a food token, yeah, which is important. That's gonna gain him 3 life. Yeah, he's gonna get the Tiver, or that's interesting. He's getting the Overlord of the Bilmerk. Which I don't think is. He just wants to fill up his graveyard, maybe. Yeah. That triggers Roots, and then puts a counter each one. So it's gonna trigger. What's again? Ooh, it's another Tiver. He has 3 Tivers now in the graveyard. That's gonna be tough. I'm not sure why Clint chose to get that Overlord of the Baelmerk instead of the Tivers. He could actually get the Tivers. Yeah, the good thing is that Clint has access to his graveyard right now. He plays a land. Yeah, he gets that Osteomancer Adept. He casts it. So gonna be another trigger. Now has big. It's gonna trigger the. Interesting. What could he have kept on top? I think Clint is down to 3. So it's gonna be hard for him. I think he needed to finish that game earlier. He wanted to have Tiver. Because if he had Tiver, if he chose Tiver, I think he might have gotten off. And then potentially have won. Ooh, that's unfortunate now because I think it's over because Renzo got the Voldaren Epicure now, and then he's gonna fling it to Clint. That's unfortunate. This is gonna be hard. I think this is GG now. But he still has the food token, so it's fine. It's gonna be down to 1 now. See if he has enough blockers. I think it's GG now for Clint. Renzo just needs to put the backup trigger with one of his creatures and then fling it to Clint. Because Clint has 1 food token. Just force Clint to tap a lot of his plant tokens so that he doesn't have any blockers. Though I'm not sure why. There might be something. Okay, yeah. Yeah, that's GG. So, I think that's unfortunate for Clint. He was really lucky with that cash grab draw. But then he chose not to play the Tiver, or to get the Tiver, but get the Overlord of the Bailmerk instead. Which probably is the worst. I think it's a really bad card for this matchup. Okay, we're back here. They're gonna be doing their sideboards now, and Rangel just casually showing his sideboard technology there at the side. So I'm assuming he's gonna board in 2 Duresses, 4 Lilian of the Voids, and 2 The Ends. So I think what Clint needs, based on this information right here, is to, I think, do a mid-range game plan. Just ditch the combo. Completely ditch the combo. Yeah, and I'm not sure why Clint boarded out that Voldaren Thrill Seeker, which is the combo piece. So yeah. Okay, so we're gonna be doing this game 2 right now. Clint's gonna be on the play, which is important, because you wanna be on the play against a really aggressive lizards deck. As we can see, Renzo boarding out spot removals. I think Clint should have anticipated that, boarded in his creatures. Yeah, I think you wanna dump that. Go down to 6. I think that one tap land isn't enough. Although you have that Robobelt Maverick to surveil you 2 cards from the top of your library. I don't think it's fast enough to, and I don't think it's enough to risk it waiting for turn 2 to surveil. So yeah, he's gonna put it back, draw another 7, hopefully get 2 lands, couple removals, and a couple value cards. Clint going down to sink 6. Draws at 7 cards. It's definitely it's a better 7. Though he doesn't have removal, but he doesn't have removal though. So we'll see how it goes. Okay. It's gonna be Leyline of the Void. Oh, he does have removal. It's the Harvester. You know, as you can see there, Clint trying to draw a card, thinking that he was on the draw. It's actually on the play right now. Right. So you got a Blackleaf Cliffs and a... Wow, surprise. No surprise, the Vine Lasher. Oh, okay, so Clint has the combo now. And, Clint has a combo, but it's just tough to have that Leyline of the Void right now on turn 0. And then he boarded out the Haywire Mites. Damn. He boarded them out. So that's gonna be tough for Clint. He doesn't have any answers for that. See, as you can see, he has combos right now. He has the whole combo. He's gonna get the Harvester. I think Renzo's definitely gonna get the Harvester because that's the board wipe. That's the threat right now. With that Leyline of the Void in the board, I don't think Renzo cares about the Insidious Roots or the Tiver. It's gonna be tough for Clint. So now plays a Robo-Built Maverick. He actually does see something good here. She's the Overlord of the Bellmark. It's potentially gonna be a really big body. We'll see if he wants to cast that. Okay, still casts the roots. And I think he's gonna need to take one with that. Attacks with the Ostromancer Adept. Okay. Renzo draws a Mudflat Village. So I think he has he has a bunch of lands. Triggers for the Vine Lasher. Just gonna ping Clint for 1. Yeah, Renzo definitely has a bunch of lands in his hand. Half of his hand is lands. He's gonna cast that Thoughtseize Lizard. I forgot what that's called. Oh, interesting. Clint opting to not suspend that Overlord. I think he's hoping to get a couple lands to maybe hardcast it. Renzo now casting another Gev. He's gonna give one of these creatures. He's gonna pump one of these creatures. Yeah, he can't block that because that's menace. Yeah, we can see Clint. I don't think he can recover from this. Well, Flat Village puts Clint down to 10. Clint's gonna double block the Menace Lizard. He's gonna go down to 7. I think Ranzo's done with his turn now. What does Clint draw? Another Maverick. Oh, that's unfortunate. So Renzo now choosing to get the Cavern of Souls. Definitely naming it Lizard. Puts Clint now down to 1. Yeah, I don't think Clint can recover from this. So he's another Osteomancer Adept to maybe block. And nah, he concedes, yeah. So that's gonna be it. Got our winner right now, Renzo, with Rakdos Lizards, proving that, yeah, meta decks work. So if you want to win, you want to build something that the pros have proven good. Alright. So yeah, basically that's all for our FNM tonight. I'm gonna have to go out, congratulate Renzo, and consistent deck. Wow, rack those lizards. The value, the damage, it's just overwhelming for decks. here, especially in the Golgari meta in Cagayan de Oro, and especially over there in Iligan. It's also Golgari, so it's a deck to watch out for. Yeah. So that's gonna be all for tonight. Thanks so much for tuning into Top Deck streams. Hopefully we can restream later if we can fire another pod. And I think some of these players are still thirsty to play. So, yeah. Thanks for tuning in. We're gonna be out.
Kayo, Pia? Ay, kalimot ko.
2 p.m. kami mag-open.
in the big leagues. Told him don't miss me. I'm making his dog like I'm in the big leagues. Yeah, I need a bag, bruh. Send it through quickly. I'm making his dog like I'm in the big leagues. Yeah, I told him I'ma hit it out of stands. I deserve another 100 bands. I deserve another 100 fans. Told him this was always fast. I'm in the big leagues. Told him don't miss me. I'm making his dog like I'm in the big leagues.
I gotta say I'm in the mood for a little bit more of that. I mean, I'm saying what kind of beat is today. I need me to stop over.
One, two, three. So if you're ready, and if you let me, I wanna see it in motion in 3D. You won't regret me. Champagne confetti. I wanna see it in motion in 3D. Cause you know I like it, girl. 3D. You know I like it, girl. 3D. Body to body to body to body to body. You and me, baby, you know that we got it.
これからみんなでめちゃくちゃ踊って騒ごう騒ごう
Headbanger. I know you feel me now. I know you hear me loud. I scream it loud and proud. Missy gon' blow it down. People gon' play me now. In and out of town. Cause I'm the best around. With the crazy style.